Hi folks, welcome to another edition of the GG Weekend Preview with myself, Chris Graham, and Ross Clarke. Ross, how's it going?
Yeah, really good. Nailed a winner in this video last week with Vintage Cloud.
Won by a mile.
Absolute mile, never in doubt. I knew it would have been by that far.
15-2, wasn't it?
15-2, nothing, nice price.
Just loves Haydock.
Loves the place.
Got a national contender?
Very much so. I think he fell in the race last year, really early as well. So, you know, give him another chance maybe. If he runs like that, he's got half a chance.
Definitely. And we're just about to say well done 2-2, and Pentland Hills was unbelievably caught on the line.
There's been so much talk about that horse this week as well, with people either thinking it's still got a live chance for the Champion Hurdle, or it's got no chance in the Champion Hurdle.
What are your thoughts?
I'm in the camp where I think he'll run well in the Champion Hurdle. I think the strong pace will really suit it, and he just idled near the line. You know, I certainly wouldn't be laying him for Champion Hurdle victory.
And of course we've got, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've got loads of great Harry Cobden content on the site at the moment. I met him last week at Newbury, lovely lad, just bags of attitude and just a top man. And there's a 4-part interview on the site at the moment, so do take a look at that. It's good, isn't it?
Really good. He's a really likeable, good-looking young lad. Makes me sick.
I know, sickening. Let's talk about this weekend's race, and then Cheltenham. Trials Day tomorrow at Cheltenham, and so 3 races to look at, and we'll start with the it is the 150, the Paddy Power 45 Sleeps to Cheltenham Trophy Handicap. The betting is headed by Highway 101 at 9-2. Warthog, who won here in the last year at 11-2. Spirit of Games for the Skeletons, same price, and then Lalo won a cracking race on New Year's Day for Kelly Willicott at 11-2, 7-1 Bar. Who are you going for here, Ross?
It's quite an interesting race, this. I mean, the last 2 years, the race has been won last year by Sierra Dulac, who went on to win at the Cheltenham Festival, and the year before it was won by Frodon. Wow. And we all know what that horse has done since. And then on the kind of winners list in the last 10 years, you've got the Giant Bolster, Wishful Thinking won it.
Prestigious race.
Yeah, so you know, there's been some classy winners of this. Now, looking at this race, I don't really think there's a classy horse as that in it this year. But the fact that it's been won by horses who've gone on to better things makes me think you want to look at a young, progressive horse for this type of race. So I've actually picked my way of trainer Paul Nicholls. It's the youngest horse in the race. Sure. He's age 6. He's only had 3 starts over fences, so he's likely to improve. He ran a good race behind Espoir de Guy at Ascot last time. Well beaten 10 lengths, but was staying on strongly at the end. He'll like the ground. Step up from 2 miles 3 to 2 miles 4.5 here will suit. And I just think that take a chance on a young, lightly raced horse with the potential to improve. May it come too soon in his career, it will, but you know, I think he's about 15-2.
15-2.
And so each way price, roughly the same as Vintage Clouds last week. Let's hope we get the same result.
Good stuff. That's the 150 my way for Ross. The 225 is the flagship race of the day, the Cotswold Chase. 9-4 Bristol de Mai. Santini, who's got a lot to prove, 13-2. Slate House.
13-8, I think, Santini.
13-8.
Yeah,
it does say 13-2 in my screen, but that would be
I think it's 13-8.
Yeah, it's 13-8. Slate House, 7-1. Won the Cockle Star on Boxing Day. Top Phil Bennett, a horse I absolutely love. I just love everything about that horse, the way it front runs, and just a great fun horse to own at 15-2. Bristol de Mai beaten in his beloved Haydock in the Betfair Chase in November with a classy Lost in Translation. Will he bounce back here?
He will. I can't believe he's that big a price. I can't believe he's not favourite. He finished 3rd in the Gold Cup last year. His run behind Lost in Translation was probably as good as his runs in the Betfair Chase before. As you say, Lost in Translation is really classy. If Lost in Translation hadn't run in the King George, he'd be favourite for the Gold Cup right now. Yeah. So I don't think there's any he didn't lose anything in defeat, Bristol de Mai, by getting beat by Lost in Translation. And he sets the standard. He's a 4-time Grade 1 winner. and you don't win 4 Grade 1 races unless you're pretty damn good. And there's nothing in the race anywhere near approaching that form. You've got to remember as well, lost in translation, beat top of the game at Aintree last year. Top of the game had already beaten Santini in the RSA Chase at Cheltenham. So even there, you've got a line to say that, you know, Santini's got a lot to find. I can't believe that he's rated £7 higher than Santini, £6 higher than Topville Ben. He's only got to give them £2. He comes out best at the weights. My reasoning for not liking Topville Ben, he's run 4 times at Grade 2 level and above. His form figures read 5th, fell 3rd, 5th. So he's been found out at this level before, so I'm not really sure why I'd give him another chance. And Santini looked very slow at Sandown last time, really slow. He's had wind operations since. You know, you can't be backing him after that run. The horse he beat last time, now McGinty, went off favourite for the Welsh National and performed badly.
Let's unpack it. We'll start with Bristol-de-Mai, and I think the reason why he's such a big price is the fact that, you know, you take him away from his beloved Haydock, you take him away from that November fixture, and he's just not the same horse.
But I would argue that one of the best runs of his career was that 3rd in the Cheltenham Gold Cup last time. And if you look at those runners in this race, how many of those could you see finishing 3rd in the Gold Cup? Could you see Topville Ben finishing 3rd in the Gold Cup? I can't. Can you see Santini finishing 3rd in the Gold Cup?
On his day, maybe, yeah.
Well, what day will that be? I think the one that I like as the potential improver in the race to maybe get closest to Bristol-de-Mai is actually Counter, the Ladbrokes Trophy winner. Now he looked to have, you know, not the world at his feet, but, you know, he looked to be a really strong contender in this division after winning that Ladbrokes Trophy. So I think the 2 I'd take in the race is Bristol-de-Mai and Counter.
8-1 Counter for that race. And Santini, you're just not a fan. There's some people who still stick by him, but ultimately on the big day, he's let down.
Yeah, I mean, he ran a good race in the RSA at Cheltenham, so, you know, he obviously acts around the track, you can say that. But there's no way you can really back him up, not at that price anyway, after that performance last time. I mean, I think 13-8 is so short.
Yeah, 94 second favourite, Bristol-de-Mai for Ross, and finally on to the Cleeve Hurdle, where there is a short favourite, short price favourite, that's for sure, but it's a really fascinating race, this. Much more fascinating than Paisley Park's expected last race, which of course was the Marsh Hurdle, which he was withdrawn from a few hours before the start. 8-11 Paisley Park, taking on If the Cap Fits, whose profile just keeps rising at 72, and then Somerville Boy, Supreme Novices winner from a couple of years ago at 10-1. Lamy Serge, the nutcase that is Lamy Serge, at 11-1. It's a really cracking race. Paisley Park, would you say to people, stick him in your ACCA at 8-11? He is definitely worth that.
No.
Okay.
I love the horse. You know, one of the stories of the last 18 months, really, with his owner Andrew Gemmell. You know, making some good headlines for the sport.
Yeah.
Unbeaten in 6 races, one on his comeback run. You know, there's nothing not to like. But at the prices, I'd much rather be with If the Cap Fits. Sure. Now, he's only rated £3 lower than Paisley Park on official ratings, so he hasn't got that much to find at all on the ratings. And I just watched a video back of his win over 3 miles. He's only run over 3 miles, came in at Grade 1, which he won at Aintree last season. And he absolutely ploughed through the last. Should have got beat, but he showed a great attitude, really gutsy to come back, win on the line, beat 2 mares, Roxana and Apple's Jade. His comeback run, he won at Ascot, he beat Call Me Lord, who went on to win the International Hurdle at Cheltenham, so the form is frank. There's nothing not to like about him, and just at the prices, I'm going to give him a chance to prove that he can contend at the top level. He may go down a neck, he may go down half a length, but I think at the prices I'll take him. And it's great to see that the first 2 in the betting in the Stayers Hurdle are actually taking each other on in the Cleeve. I mean, both of them might get beat if Benny de Dieu goes for the Stayers Hurdle now. That was impressive, wasn't she? Yeah, she was impressive in the Gormoy Hurdle on Thursday. So she's a potential one to throw in the mix. But it's great to see these 2 taking each other on in a race like this. And again, I'm just going to go try and find a bit of value and get the favourite beaten.
And if the Cap Fits wins tomorrow on Saturday, do you think he will overtake Paisley Park in the Stayers Hurdle, Ben?
if he doesn't, depending on the style and the margin of victory, but he'll certainly get a lot closer. I mean, I think at the moment you can get 7 to 1 if the cap fits for the stayers. That'll collapse, won't it? Obviously, if he beats Paisley Park tomorrow.
Good stuff. Anything else in your book, or just
No, I mean the Triumph Hurdle trial is always interesting. I'm just looking through the stats of that, and only 3 horses in the last 12 years that won the Triumph trial have gone on to run in the Triumph, but all 3 won. Definitely Desoid, Catch It, and Peace & Co. All 3 won. So if there's an impressive winner of that, you want to keep an eye out on whatever race that goes for at Cheltenham, because even Fakir Duderis, who won the race last year, did well. So I'd keep an eye on the opening race tomorrow, the Triumph Hurdle, and expect the winner of that to go incredibly well if he turns up at the festival.
Good stuff, good stuff. Have a great weekend. Let's hope we get more winners from Ross, and we'll see you again next week.